In the heart of a lonely village, surrounded by dense forests and rolling hills, lay the mysterious town of Grimwood. The townsfolk whispered tales of ancient magic and dark rituals that echoed through the foggy air, warning children to lead clear of the forbidden woods where the experts of the black magic were said to reside. Among the villagers, young Elara stood out with her uncontrollable curiosity and daring spirit. Despite the warnings of her elders, she was drawn to the allure of the unknown, her mind buzzing with the desire to unravel the secrets hidden within the depths of Grimwood. One fateful night, as the moon cast an unnatural glow upon the sleepy village, Elara found herself unable to resist the pull of the forbidden forest. Ignoring the fearful glances of the townsfolk, she risked into the darkness, guided only by the faint whisper of her desires. The woods were alive with the sounds of whispering leaves and distant howls, but Elara pressed on, her heart pounding with a mixture of fear and excitement. As she examined deeper into the forest, she found her upon an ancient ruin, its collapsed walls decorate with strange symbols and shining torches. Mesmerized by the unnatural beauty of the place, Elara stepped closer, her senses itching with expectation. Suddenly, a voice pierced the silence, commanding her to stop. Startled, she spun around to face the source of the sound. Before her stood a hooded figure, cloaked in shadows and emerging an atmosphere of dark power. His eyes gleamed with an otherworldly light as he regarded her with a mixture of curiosity and suspicion. It was clear that Elara had stumbled upon something far more threatened than she had ever imagined. The figure introduced himself as Malachi, the leader of a secretive community known as the Brotherhood of the Night. He spoke of ancient knowledge and untold power, attracting Elara with promises of forbidden magic that could unlock the secrets of the universe itself. Drawn by the charm of the unknown, Elara found herself unable to resist Malachi's offer. With a mixture of fear and excitement flowing through her veins, she followed him deeper into the ruins, anxious to uncover the mysteries that place hidden within. For weeks, Elara absorbed herself in the teachings of the black magic, learning spells and recitation that challenge the laws of nature. Under Malachi's guidance, she discovered a newfound sense of power and purpose. Her once boring existence transformed into a thrilling adventure of discovery and danger. But as her powers grew, so too did the darkness that hid within her soul. With each recitation she uttered, Elara could feel the curls of black magic coiling around her heart, threatening to consume her from within. Haunted by visions of her past and tortured by the whispers of her own doubts, Elara began to question the path she had chosen. Was the power she sought truly worth the price of her humanity? Or had she been captivated by the promises of a darkness too deep to understand? As the days turned into weeks, and the weeks into months, tensions within the coven reached a boiling point. Betrayal decayed among the ranks, tearing at the delicate fabric of their alliance and casting doubt upon their ultimate goals. Caught in the crossfire of conflicting loyalties, Elara found herself torn between her allegiance to Malachi and her own sense of right and wrong. With each passing day, the line between friend and foe blurred until she could no longer distinguish between the two. In a final act of resistance, Elara abandoned the black magic, breaking free from its suffocating understood and embracing the light that had always burned within her heart. With the help of a few loyal allies, she confronted Malachi and his followers, facing them head-on in a battle for the soul of Grimwood itself. The clash of magic and steel echoed through the night as Elara and her allies fought tooth and nail against the forces of darkness. With every spell she cast and every blow she struck, she could feel the weight of her choices bearing down upon her, driving her forward with a sense of purpose she had never known before. In the end, it was not the strength of her magic or the power of her allies that carried the day, but the sheer force of her will and the resolute conviction of her beliefs. With a final burst of energy, Elara released a wave of light that engulfed the darkness, expelling Malachi and his followers from Grimwood forever. As the dust settled and the echoes of battle faded into silence, Elara stood victorious among the ruins of the community, her heart heavy with the weight of what had been lost and the promise of what was yet to come. Though scarred by her trial, she emerged from the shadows stronger than before, a beacon of hope for those who dared to challenge the darkness. And as she gazed upon the horizon, she knew that her journey was far from over. For the lure of magic, both light and dark, would forever signal to those brave enough to seek its power. It's the tale of the Shadow Weaver. In the forgotten alleys of Alzara, where the flagstones whispered secrets of old, there lived a weaver named Layla. Her fingers danced across the loom with the grace of a seasoned artist, her wall hangings a waterfall of colors that told stories without words. Yet, in the depths of her heart, Layla sheltered a desire that went beyond the acclaim of mortals. She sought to weave magic into her threads. As the moon climbed the velvet sky, a figure emerged from the shadows, cloaked in mystery and silence. This was the Keeper of the Night, the guardian of the black magic. With eyes that held the depth of the cosmos, the Keeper spoke of a power that could grant Layla's deepest wish to weave not just beauty, but life itself. Under the Keeper's instructions, Layla learned to harness the whispers of the night, to capture the essence of shadows and spin them into her creations. Her first masterpiece was a wall hanging of the night sky, so alive that those who gazed upon it felt the cool embrace of the evening breeze and the distant songs of heavenly bodies. The fame of Layla's enchanted tapestry spread across kingdoms and empires, reaching the ears of a king whose heart was as barren as the deserts that bordered his lands. He sought a wall hanging that would eternalize his reign, a woven spell that would bind his subjects to his will through the ages. Layla, with a heavy heart, agreed to the king's demand, knowing the peril that such a creation would bring. Night after night, she wove the kingdom into being, each thread pulsating with the black magic. The wall hanging was a mirror to the world, a kingdom within a kingdom, where rivers flowed and trees swayed to an unseen wind. When the king laid his hands upon the wall hanging, his laughter echoed through the halls, a sound devoid of joy, filled with greed. But the magic of the wall hanging was not to be commanded. In a swirl of shadows, the king was pulled into the fabric, his figure becoming one with the woven kingdom, his rule eternal, but his freedom forever lost. The city of Alzara grieved for the loss of their king, but Layla grieved for the loss of innocence. She had seen the cost of meddling with forces beyond mortal ken. She vowed to use her gift for the light, to weave hope and dreams, not chains and thrones. Years passed, and Layla became a legend. The Shadow Weaver, a reminder of the delicate balance between ambition and wisdom. Her wall hangings became treasures of the realm, not for the magic they might have held, but for the stories they told of love, courage, and the enduring human spirit. And so, the black magic faded into insignificance, its whispers heard only by those who dared to listen. But the tale of Layla, the weaver who touched the stars and tamed the night, lived on, a evidence to the power of creation over conquest, of life over longing. This story, woven from the threads of imagination, serves as a fable for those who seek to leave a mark upon the world. It tells us that the truest form of magic lies not in supremacy or might, but in the artistry of our souls and the legacy we leave behind. The Mirror of Khalizan, a tale of power and shadows. In a far-off land, there's an old story about a kind of magic that's very powerful and can be dangerous. It's called black magic. This story is set in a very old city named Khalizan. It's a place full of mystery and wonder. Here, a smart man named Azar found out about black magic. He was very clever and always wanted to learn more, especially about magic that others were afraid to touch. Azar found an old book hidden under the city. This was not just any book, it was full of magic spells that could do amazing things. Every night, Azar read the book and learned its secrets, which were supposed to be kept from people. Azar found many magical things, but one was very special, the Dark Mirror. People said this mirror could show you other worlds, tell you everything you wanted to know, and even make you live forever. Azar loved the mirror and used a special magic spell to make it work for him. The more Azar used the mirror, the stronger his magic became. He wanted to do more and more with it. He could control shadows, change what leaders thought, and decide what would happen in Khalizan. But using the mirror had a bad side. It hurt him and made him act crazy. As Azar became terrifying, some brave people decided to stop him. They were a mix of different folks: a kind-hearted fighter, a clever thief, a holy woman with a strong spirit, and a smart person who knew how to beat Azar. These brave people fought against Azar's magic with all their might. Their fight was loud and violent. In the end, the smart person figured out that the mirror could be beaten if it showed Azar what he really looked like. When they faced each other, the smart person made Azar look into the mirror. Azar saw that he had turned into a monster, and with a loud cry, he was pulled into the mirror and trapped there forever. Even though Azar was gone, the black magic did not disappear. The obsidian mirror was lost, but people still talked about its power. The city of Khalizan got better and stronger, and everyone there made sure to be careful with magic. The story of black magic is still told today. It reminds us that wanting too much power can be bad, and that there's always a fight between good and bad.